We hope you've enjoyed our month talking about some self-improvement ideas and how we train our grandchildren to spend a lifetime, growing and improving and becoming the best person they can be. Today we want to talk about communication. And communication is the key. 5 tips for active communication skills between grandparents and grandchildren. How do we have great conversations with our grandchildren and do active communication instead of just all sitting around in a room together? So number 1, make eye contact. Get them to look up from their screen. You look up from your screen too. I see even myself and my husband, we've got our phones in our hands a lot of times. So make sure we look into each other's eyes and check out those baby blues. Number 2, ask them to repeat or explain what they heard you say. You don't know if you're communicating until you really ask the questions that indicate whether they understood what you said or not. And sometimes I've found myself doing that. I talk about something and then I realize a grandchild has no idea the core reference. So there's no communication happening. If they don't know what a cheese grater looks like, and I'm talking about preparing Mexican food and grating cheese, they might have no idea what I'm talking about. They know what cheese is, but they don't know what grating it is. So think simply sometimes and backtrack and make sure, ask them the questions that will indicate whether they really understood what you said. Number 3, this one could be really fun. Make a game out of understanding body language. Sometimes, especially when they're young, children have no idea what they're communicating without saying anything. They are full-on little drama queens and kings. They just pout, they get grumpy faces, or they laugh hilariously. They express themselves, but they're not seeing that. So they don't know necessarily how to interpret body language. Well, we can have a fun time playing games by, just making silly faces. What do you think I'm feeling when I do this? And then ask them to repeat and to do it themselves. You'll have a good time, you'll have some laughs, and they will be learning about a method of communication that's really important, and that is body language. Number 4, remove distractions for a period of time. If you want to have active communication, get rid of the distractions. It may be the devices, it may be the television that's playing in the room. Whatever it is, tune that out and tune into each other. And number 5, write each other notes via text or on paper. I've noticed how wonderful it is to get a good old-fashioned note. We get so few communications in our mail anymore that are personal. They're bills, they're advertisements, magazines, you name it. But you hardly ever see a handwritten note either in your mailbox or on your desk or anything. So do that a little bit with your grandchildren. Text them too. Now, I was resistant to text messaging when it first started being so popular, and I have become a believer in it. It is a great way to communicate, and I will tell you, I was totally thrilled the first time I got a text from a grandchild. It was like a whole new avenue of communication had opened up. They were maturing, and we were interacting at times when we weren't together, but we could still communicate and send each other emojis and love via text message. So there's quick 5 ways to engage in some active communication between grandparents and grandchildren. Have fun, be grand.